Hey, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on the latest news, tips, and exciting discoveries from the world of coins and rare treasures. Today, we're diving into something that might just blow your mind, a 5-cent coin from 2012. Wait, a 5-cent coin worth $55 million? Sounds insane, right? Well, it's not a joke, and this coin is hiding an incredibly rare secret that could make you a fortune if you happen to find it. So, sit tight, because you're about to hear the jaw-dropping story behind this one-of-a-kind coin. Let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin we're talking about here is from the year 2012. It's a regular nickel, part of the long-standing tradition of U.S. currency featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front. On the back, the coin has the familiar Monticello design. But, what if I told you, this coin, with its seemingly mundane appearance, has a story that could put any rare coin on the map? In 2012, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these 5-cent coins, as they do with every regular minting. But a few of these nickels didn't make it to the public in the usual way, and they were definitely not ordinary. Some nickels from this year were accidentally struck with a unique set of errors that made them incredibly valuable. We're talking about rare die varieties and misprints that most people never even noticed. But the most notable error is what's known as a double die reverse. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll break it down. A double die reverse error occurs when the reverse side of a coin is struck twice by the same die, causing a double image to appear in the design. The most significant part of the error is how it affects the Monticello building on the back. Normally, the Monticello design is crisp and clear, but with this error, the extra layering in the details causes the building's features to appear doubled. This double layering in the details makes these coins highly collectible, and you can imagine how rare that is when only a small number of coins have this issue. Now, let's talk about how you can spot one of these rare coins. Remember, not all 2012 nickels are worth millions, only those that feature the double die reverse error. To spot it, you'll need to closely examine the Monticello design on the reverse side. Look for extra layers or a faint doubling effect on the building structure, the windows, and the lettering. If you spot one of these features, you might just be holding a priceless piece of U.S. history in your hands. What makes this coin so special isn't just the error, it's the fact that it's an incredibly rare find. While billions of coins were minted in 2012, only a few rare pieces with this error managed to slip through the cracks and reach the public. These rare coins aren't easy to come by, and that's why they've become the talk of the coin collecting world. If you think about it, coins like this are more than just currency, they're artifacts. Each coin tells a story. And when it comes to rare error coins, that story is one of misfortune and chance, a mistake made in the minting process that led to an unexpected treasure. In a sense, every rare coin is a piece of history that carries with it the chance of uncovering something extraordinary. The double die reverse error has made these 2012 nickels a sought-after item among collectors. The rarity of the error, combined with the historical significance of the coin, makes these pieces stand out in the world of numismatics. And as you can imagine, rarity drives the value up, sometimes to jaw-dropping numbers. There have been reports of similar error coins being sold at auction for staggering prices, and some experts have estimated that this specific 2012 5-cent coin could be worth as much as $55 million. That's right, $55 million. For a coin that you might think is just worth 5 cents. It's hard to wrap your head around, but that's the reality when you're dealing with the world of rare collectibles. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these rare 2012 nickels, you might want to get it appraised by a professional numismatist. They have the expertise to determine if it's the real deal and could help you find out exactly how much it's worth. Because, let's be honest, finding a coin like this is like finding a needle in a haystack. So, what are the odds of finding one of these coins in your pocket change? Well, the odds are slim, but they're not zero. There are coin collectors and treasure hunters out there scouring through rolls of coins, going through their change, and even searching through old collections in the hopes of stumbling upon this rare gem. Some people have even spent years building their collections, carefully inspecting each coin for signs of error or unusual features. In the world of coin collecting, it's often the smallest details that can lead to the biggest rewards. If you're serious about coin collecting, it's worth taking the time to examine your 2012 nickels closely. After all, these rare errors aren't always easy to spot at first glance, but once you know what to look for, you'll be much better equipped to find one of these treasures. And don't forget, if you do happen to find one, make sure to keep it safe and get it authenticated by an expert, because it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Now, let's take a moment to think about the larger picture here. Why do these rare coins hold such value in the first place? What makes people so willing to spend millions on something as small as a nickel? Well, it's all about the scarcity and uniqueness of the coin. Rare coins are a form of investment, and in many cases, their value continues to rise over time. For collectors, owning a rare coin is not just about the monetary worth, it's about owning a piece of history, a part of the story that can't be replicated. So, what's the moral of this story? Always keep an eye on your pocket change, because you never know when you might come across a rare gem. You don't need to be a professional numismatist to find treasure, you just need to know what to look for. And if you do happen to find a 2012 5-cent coin with the double die reverse error, well, you might just be holding a ticket to a fortune. To recap, the 2012 5-cent coin with the double die reverse error could be worth millions of dollars, thanks to its rarity and unique design. While these coins are incredibly rare, they're still out there waiting to be discovered. So, keep hunting through your collections, visit your local coin shops, and you never know, you might just find yourself holding a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. That's all for today's video. I hope you learned something amazing about the world of coin collecting and the treasures you might find in your own collection. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries like this one. Until next time, keep hunting for treasures, and who knows? Maybe your next coin is worth millions. Next, 1992 5-cent Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and history buffs? Welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about rare coins, hidden treasures, and mind-blowing values, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and rare coins to ever circulate, the 1992 USA 5-cent coin. Now, this may sound unbelievable, but this little nickel could actually be worth a whopping $190 million. Yes, you heard that right, $190 million. Stick around, because we're about to uncover its history, rarity, and the crazy reasons why it's worth such a fortune. When you think of a nickel, what comes to mind? A coin that's worth a mere 5 cents, right? Something you might toss into a tip jar or use to pay for small items at the store. But today, we're talking about a 1992 USA 5-cent coin that could make your jaw drop. Most of us carry around nickels without a second thought, never realizing that some of these humble coins hold a value far beyond their face value. So, how did this ordinary coin turn into something that could potentially be worth $190 million? Let's get into it. Let's start with some background on the coin. The United States Mint has been producing the 5-cent coin, or the nickel, since 1866. Over the years, several different designs have been used, but the 1992 version of the nickel carried with it the familiar portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, the front, and an image of Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse, the back. It's a design that's familiar to coin collectors and regular people alike. But the 1992 version of the nickel isn't what you'd typically find in your pocket. Sure, most of these coins were produced just like any other nickel, but one specific minting error makes this coin an absolute gem for collectors. So, what makes the 1992 USA 5-cent coin so special? Is it the design? Is it the historical significance of Thomas Jefferson's legacy? Or is it just a coincidence that the 1992 has become one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics? While the design and history certainly play a role, it's one particular error that sets this coin apart from the rest. this rare and incredibly valuable nickel has what's known as a close AM reverse error. You might be wondering, what exactly is the close AM reverse error? Well, let's break it down. On the reverse side of a standard 1992D nickel, the word America appears, and the letters A and M in America are supposed to be spaced out with a small gap between them. However, in this very rare error coin, the A and M are much closer together than they should be. It might seem like a tiny mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest imperfections can make a coin incredibly valuable. That close placement of the letters is what makes this error so significant. It's important to note that the close AM reverse error doesn't appear on all 1992D nickels, or even most of them. In fact, only a handful of these coins are believed to have been produced, making them incredibly rare. This error is so subtle that even experienced collectors may have trouble identifying it at first glance, but once you know what to look for, the difference becomes clear. So why does this tiny error make the coin worth so much? The value of a coin like this is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, historical significance, and its unique minting error. The 1992D close AM reverse error is extremely rare, which instantly drives up its value. Collectors love to get their hands on rare, error-prone coins because they're a unique piece of history. The more limited a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. Think of it like a limited edition collectible: the fewer of them that exist, the more people are willing to pay for it. The most amazing part about this coin is that while most of us think of a nickel as being worth just 5 cents, this error coin could sell for millions. Experts have estimated that the value of a single 1992D close AM reverse error nickel could be worth up to an astonishing $190 million. That's right, $190 million for a small, seemingly insignificant coin. So why exactly is this coin worth so much? It all comes down to demand. Collectors around the world are constantly on the lookout for rare and unique coins, and the 1992D close AM reverse error is in high demand because of its rarity and the fascinating story behind it. People love collecting things that are not only valuable but also tied to history. When the close AM reverse error was first discovered, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. It wasn't long before this seemingly ordinary nickel became one of the most valuable and sought-after items on the market. When these rare error coins do hit the market, they're often sold at auction, where bidding wars can break out between collectors who desperately want to add this elusive coin to their collection. And because so few of these error coins exist, their value only continues to rise over time, especially as they become harder and harder to find. It's a classic case of supply and demand. The rarer something is, the higher its price tag becomes. It's also worth noting that coins with minting errors have long been a favorite among collectors. Over the years, many other coins with minting errors have made headlines, including coins with double strikes, misprints, and other unusual mistakes. Each of these errors tells a unique story, and they all add an extra layer of intrigue to the world of numismatics. What makes the 1992D close AM reverse error particularly exciting, however, is how rare it is and the fact that it involves such a subtle mistake that it's easily overlooked by the casual observer. Now, you might be wondering how to identify this rare error coin. If you've got a 1992D nickel in your pocket or collection, it's worth taking a closer look. Start by flipping the coin over and examining the reverse side, where the word America appears. Pay close attention to the spacing between the letters A and M. On a regular 1992D nickel, there should be a noticeable gap between these two letters. If the letters are almost touching or too close together, you may have found the elusive close AM reverse error. And if that's the case, congratulations. You could be sitting on a coin worth a small fortune. If you do find one of these error coins, it's a good idea to get it appraised by a professional coin expert. Even though a regular 1992D nickel is worth just 5 cents, a 1992D close AM reverse error can easily fetch tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars in the right market. Some of these coins have even been sold for record-breaking amounts, and there's no telling how high the value could climb in the future. Coin collecting isn't just about finding valuable coins, it's also about learning the rich history behind them. Every coin tells a story, and the 1992 D-Close AM reverse error is a perfect example of how an unexpected minting mistake can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin is a prime example of how much value can be hidden in plain sight. So, as you're going through your coin collection or browsing through spare change, keep an eye out for this rare 1992 D-Close AM reverse error nickel. It might just be the discovery that changes your life. And even if you don't find one, remember that the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an exciting update from the world of rare coins. And if you've got any rare finds of your own, drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about them. Have you ever found a coin that ended up being worth a lot more than you thought? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Next 1991 D5 Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. You won't believe what we have today. If you're a coin collector or just a fan of rare finds, this video is going to blow your mind. You might just have a treasure sitting in your wallet right now, worth big money. Stick around as we dive into the incredible value and history of the 1991 D USA 5-cent coin, a coin that could be worth as much as $120 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's get into it. Now, let's take a good look at this 1991 D 5-cent coin. On the front, we have Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. His image is iconic, featured on the nickel since 1938. But here's the catch, we're not just talking about any nickel. This is where it gets interesting. On the back, you'll find the Monticello building, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia estate. It's a familiar design that's been on the 5-cent coin for decades, but don't let its simple appearance fool you. What's so special about the 1991 D coin? Why is this particular year suddenly in the spotlight? Let's get to the good stuff. This is the part where things get wild. While most 1991 D nickels are worth only 5 cents, some 1991 D coins have a rare error that could push their value into the millions. You see, in 1991, the US Mint made a huge mistake when striking these coins. Most of them were produced without proper quality control, and that led to a handful of coins being struck with misaligned dies, creating an extreme error in the coin's design. Imagine a coin with a shifted image of Jefferson's portrait or an off-center Monticello. Sounds like a collector's dream, right? Well, these misaligned coins are incredibly rare, and when one pops up, it can be worth big money, sometimes up to millions of dollars. There's even one that's rumored to be worth up to $120 million. That's not a typo, 120 million, so, how much is this rare 1991 D coin really worth? Well, the value of error coins like these can fluctuate, depending on a few factors. But if you find one with a major misalignment, you're looking at millions. In fact, a 1991 D misaligned die error coin was recently appraised at an astonishing $120 million by some of the top coin appraisers in the world. Now, of course, this isn't your average 1991 D nickel. This is a once-in-a-lifetime find. But even minor errors on these coins can increase their value significantly, sometimes to several $1,000s, depending on the rarity and the quality of the mistake. Alright, let's say you want to get your hands on one of these valuable error coins. How can you identify a 1991 D coin with a potential misalignment? Well, here are some tips. First, look for off-center designs. If the image of Jefferson or Monticello looks shifted or uneven, you might be looking at a rare misalignment. This is one of the most obvious signs that something is off. If the coin looks unbalanced or if the image isn't where it should be, you've got an error on your hands. Next, check for a distorted edge. Sometimes, a die misalignment can also cause a distorted or doubled edge on the coin. It's subtle but can be a clue. Be sure to closely examine the coin from multiple angles, because a slight difference in the edge can sometimes indicate a misalignment. Another important step is to use a magnifying glass. To see these errors clearly, always use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope. A good, high-quality image is key for any professional appraisal. The tiniest details are often what separate a regular nickel from one that could make you rich. Lastly, if you think you found one of these rare coins, take it to a coin expert for an official appraisal. If you do have a rare misaligned die error coin, the value could be beyond what you expect. A proper evaluation will ensure that you don't miss out on its potential worth. It's always better to get an expert's opinion rather than guessing yourself, but before we wrap up, let's talk about the history of the nickel itself. The 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, has been a staple of American currency since 1866. The 1991 version, made at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark, is part of a long tradition of designs that honor America's most influential figures. Thomas Jefferson's image on the nickel dates back to 1938, and since then, it's become one of the most iconic representations of U.S. currency. But what makes this coin even more interesting is that in the early 90s, there were some significant changes happening in the mint. Technological advances were improving the precision of coin production, but every now and then, mistakes happen, and when they do, they can make coins worth a fortune. So, where do you go from here if you think you have a 1991 D coin with a rare error? First, start by checking through your change or the coins you've saved up over the years. You might have a hidden treasure sitting right in front of you. If you do think you found one of these rare 1991 D nickels, do not just spend it. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or auction house for a proper evaluation. Some of these rare coins have sold for astronomical amounts at auctions. In fact, there are collectors around the world who would pay serious money to get their hands on one of these highly sought-after error coins. Now, whether you have a rare 1991 D nickel or just a regular one, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. These coins may look simple at first, but their value can skyrocket depending on the rarity and condition. Don't be surprised if the 1991 D 5-cent coin you've overlooked in your pocket or collection is more valuable than you ever imagined, but always remember, it's not just about the money, it's about preserving history. These coins tell the story of the American mint, the evolution of currency, and even the mistakes that have turned into treasures. So, go out there, start looking through your coins, and you never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible value, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a valuable coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.